This is the Learn to Trade online show where experts talk about their trading journeys and help traders make more money unlocking the world of online forex, crypto and industry traders. We tell it like you want to hear it. Unfiltered insights, no corners cut. And welcome back to Season 2, the much-awaited Season 2 of the Learn to Trade online show. Joining me, my name is Paul Botterill, and I am your host. I'm the founder of Actions to Wealth and Online Trading Profits.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Simon Williams, crypto trader, crypto investor. Good to see you all again.
Yeah, good to see you guys. I'm Ash Ball and I am a professional investor and trader.
Rightio, before we get into the show, we're going to do a little recap for you guys. There are some changes to this season. If you want to have a chance to pick a trade or to steal a trade, you need to be in the Zoom. So no longer the Facebook page, you need to be in the Zoom. In a few minutes, we're going to come to the Zoom. We're going to ask our attendees a question. They answer the question, they'll go into the wheel of names for the chance to challenge us for our jackpot today. Our jackpot for today is $500. It will go up $500 a weekend. They can either pick their own trade or they could invest in our trade or steal our trade, depending on how you look at it. If they invest in our trade and it wins, they get half the jackpot. If they take their own trade and it wins, they get the full jackpot. Other than that, this continues to be a trading show where we try and provide you with really good quality trading content quickly. We're going to try and keep it quite snappy today, and we're going to go through the guys' trades. Ash, your trade first up.
Yeah, so I am going to kick us off with some a little bit of weakness, I guess, sort of like looking at some weakness in the euro and some strength with the pound. We've had some numbers today from the UK, which suggests that the UK market is probably nowhere near as bad as we initially thought. Specifically, the housing market, which is doing actually a lot better than everybody thought, as I say. And one of the reasons that the housing market is starting to come back online again is the expectation that interest rates will start to fall this year. Couple that with the fact that last week we saw GDP actually a lot better again than expected. Potential recession avoidance, it really well could be in the UK. It's going to depend on some geopolitical aspects, but without those things being seen, I think that we can assume that the UK is probably going to escape recession. I don't feel the same quite about the euro. I think the eurozone is probably going to struggle again this year. Couple that with some seasonal negativity on the euro this week and into the month, and we get the euro pound short. So the trade this week is the euro pound short. Don't love the price, but I don't mind it either. Just seeing that we might just climb right back up to this potential area of resistance, and I think that there's a decent drop right back down to these lower lows down. This low down here, potentially creating a double bottom and finding some support at that lower line. Euro pound short is the trade for me this week, mates.
Yes, Ash, I'm going to get James to, or Kim if she's in the room, just to write these down and keep a record of these and our sports bets. Euro pound short for Ash. We're underway. Over to you, crypto expert Simon Williams.
Yeah, crypto expert Simon Williams is long gold this week. Why am I long gold? I love this 2015 level. Goes right back to 2020. I'm not going to go all the way back because the screen's a bit slow. We've come back down. We've bounced off of this level. We've got this trend line running up here. This square box here is my 618, if you like, buy zone. Yes, I've missed it, which is 2 days ago. But the real kicker for me on this one is the seasonality, and the seasonality for gold. Yeah, I mean this is perfect. This low here was Friday, so I am thinking we're going to follow this. It's the election year chart, and that's the one that seasonality on gold follows the most. So I am long gold this week, guys.
Boy, that seasonality does look good. I got to say, Simon, if I was going to steal a trade, I'd steal that off you. You made that sound really cool. For me, I'm going to go short on Euro Swiss. I'm going to go short on Euro Swiss for a couple of reasons. I like the existing trend. I like the retest of monthly pivot. Feels like I've had an extension and a retracement. And while I don't use fibs very often, I use fibs when it does suit me. And we do have, at this point, a lovely 618 extension to this level here. And just as good 782.78 extension retracement to the year as well. So the flips are telling me we're at a little bit of resistance. Monthly pivot will create a little bit of resistance, and I've got a nice trend to work with. So I will be going short on Euro Swiss. Now, for those in the room, if you'd like a chance to place a trade, come and place a trade and see if you can win the jackpot, you've got to answer this question. Okay, I need you to answer this question in the chat. And the question is, do you want to place a trade today? Do you want to place a trade today? And if your answer is yes, you will go. There we go. LS or Anna's in, Gary's in. We'll have them. You've got until we come back to you guys to get into this webinar and have a chance to. There we go. They're coming. You guys can't see them, but there's plenty of them coming in. While they're doing that, we're going to go into some education with Ash, followed by some education with Simon. Then we're going to come back and bring one of these guests on to tell us their trade. Guests will go to the wheel of names, then come to you. So please have your chart, if at all possible, ready, but definitely have your trade ready. Only a few of the guests have said yes.
Oh, you might have frozen up there, mate.
We've lost some audio there, PB. If you can hear us, we've lost your audio.
That's okay. That's okay. What we'll do is we will go to my education piece and hope that Paul comes back online and we get some audio back there. So the education piece this week, mate, and actually I think you'll quite like it because it's to do with gold. And the education piece is to do with a particular pattern that I'm seeing on gold. The pattern is a symmetrical triangle. The symmetrical triangle tends to be more bullish than bearish. Now, gold is certainly hitting some highs, but we see now that the symmetrical pattern has to have at least three touches on one side of it, and at least two touches on the other. And depending on where you draw the bottom line, we've got at least the two touches. The line may be down there. The line may even extend back here. Now I'm going to put it here because I think this is relatively clean. You know, when you kind of see this touch, it's not too far away from that touch as well. So it won't change the measured move. What the other thing about the symmetrical triangle, which is quite important, is the volume. And what we tend to see is when it goes inside the triangle, we tend to see a bit of a dip down in volume. And you can see, you know, from this point here, we can see that the volume is just being kind of like just coming off a bit. Aside from a couple of pops up, you tend to see this kind of move lower. So we're seeing that reduced volume. The key with the triangle and the key to kind of getting more confidence that the pattern is going to work out. Now, of course, it could go either way. You know, it might fall to the upside, it might fall to the downside. But let's assume right now that we're going to get a pop to the upside because that's really what we want to see. Help Simon out, and also it would help the pattern as well, kind of satisfy the rules. What we want to see is a pop to the upside with volume. So we want to see a volume spike in and around these higher volume areas. Probably breaking the trend line would probably be enough, but a nice pop to the upside on the day of breakouts. So we're looking for a decent amount of market participation. Now, when we look at where this may well go and the measured move on this, we are looking for a measurement from the very, very highest point to where that meets vertically down. And when we kind of have a look at where that might lead us, we're kind of looking at this popping up to around about, now this is the futures market, but it's going to be around about the 2,250 level. So looking for a potential 10% pop to the upside if this pattern satisfies and we get that pop in volume. So this week's education pattern is the symmetrical triangle.
Mate, just a quick one. Does the fact that you've entered that triangle from below give it more credence to going long out of that triangle?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So you know, it would normally kind of exit where it entered from. You know, that's the way that we would look at this this particular pattern. But it doesn't necessarily have to kind of hold that particular course of action. You know, really the key is going to be the breakout with volume. So if this breaks to the upside and volume is low, we're going to have less confidence that the pattern is going to work out. If it breaks to the upside, and obviously it's got to close above the level with higher volume, a spike in volume, then we're going to start to give this particular pattern some genuine credence and expect to pop to the upside. And as I say, could be looking at 10%, mate. We could be looking at a 10% running gold just on the pattern alone. I mean, it could go way beyond that. So if it happens this week, mate, yeah, you are dandy. You are dandy.
Cool. I'm glad you mentioned that volume, because I'm about to share something which is pretty similar. I've not done an awful lot this week because I had a horrible weekend in Hong Kong, but I wanted to just show and share this. If you can see it, I know it's a bit. Can we blow it up a little bit? So this is the Bitcoin chart, and this is the lead up to the ETF launch last. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday last week. And there's this huge, big red sell, and there's quite a few of them. This huge, big red sell wall that's been up there since the days leading up to the ETF. And what people are asking me, why isn't it gone? Why didn't it break out? You know, I think the answer to that is quite clear for me. It was priced in. Two, there's this monster sell wall here, and you can see with this volume bar, this is a spot buying volume bar. So all the leverage that was in the long leverage that was in here on Tuesday and Wednesday next week got taken out. The open interest is practically gone, and the spot volume is just taking this up into the sell wall, coming back down. I think that this sell wall, this is my theory, this is the big guys, right? This is the big guys sticking in a sell wall so that they can just buy up this spot Bitcoin, you know, at 40 grand rather than 60. That seems to be the only logical explanation. Next week, we're going to do something on ETH, and we're going to do something about why the next trade is ETH. The inflows that have gone into this trade up to this ETF are going to shift over, and they're going to move into ETH. And next week, we'll do 2 minutes on that.
I like that, mate. And I have to say, I concur with your theory about Bitcoin. I would be surprised at all to see Bitcoin collapse by 20% before the big run. You know, everybody's kind of like expecting this this huge pop to the upside on the halving. All the kind of, I guess, maybe amateur money pours into it off the back of that news ETF, and all the kind of institutional money laps that up, and as you say, kind of gets in on the sell side. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pop to the downside on Bitcoin at all. But over the next 2 years, I think we're looking at 60 to 100,000.
Agreed. Totally agreed. Good assessment.
Thank you, mate.
He's back.
So we've looked at triangles with Ash, I think. We've looked at volume and with Bitcoin with Simon. We're now going to get those who put their names into the chat, and we're going to give them the chance to place a trade. Now, what we'll do is we'll have Kim do the wheel of names and pick a winner. Then I'll show you our trade, and then we'll bring that person on and have a chat with them. Yeah, I just went for a little holiday, Simon. I took off for a few minutes, had a break. Thought I'd come back now. And I'm on hotel Wi-Fi, so let's pray. Kim, can you do the wheel of names for everybody who asked to be put in, please? I lost the list in the middle, unfortunately. Here we go.
Not even everyone. I mean, what is going on? It's like, what are you guys doing?
Some money. Oh no, I've got to type yes in the chat. It's far too hard. Let's spin it, Kim.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys and girls.
Sorry, guys and girls, you're right.
That's straight out of coaching. Kenneth, Emmanuel, straight out of coaching. You are our winner, and we're going to come to you in a few seconds. James will be busy trying to get you into the room at the moment. Kenneth, to come and say hi. Please, James will allow you to come on camera and unmute. I'm going to share this chart here, and you can see our trades down here. Now you'll notice that so far. Welcome to the new year, boys. We're all losing at this point. We are all losing. Gold is losing the list, Simon, and I think it's pretty tight between me and Ash, but I think Yeah, Euro Swiss is only down. No, it's just like sports betting, mate. You're coming last on it.
Give it time, mate. Give
Rightio.
it time. I've got a week.
The week.
Hey, Kenneth, how are you? Welcome along.
Hi, I'm doing well, guys. Thank you for having.
Mate, that is
Well,
always a pleasure. Now, Kenneth, what is your trade? Are you going to invest in one of ours, invest or steal one of ours, or are you going to come up with your own trade?
I am going to steal Simon's trade.
Was that because of the triangle analysis? What was
yeah,
that
it's
down
your
to?
fault. That's your fault.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys
Something-
are too convincing, man.
Something about the 10 to 1 appealed to Kenneth. Something about the 10 to 1. So, Kenneth, if your trade should win, you will get $250, half of the jackpot because you have stolen Simon's trade.
Sounds
Simon
good.
now has a few seconds to come up with an alternate trade. He needs to come up with an alternate trade for James to put on. We are going to perhaps what you're looking for a second trade. We might do
I've got
sports
it.
bets. You got it?
I've
Simon,
got-
what's your
yeah, Aussie dollar short.
Aussie
Oh,
dollar short? It's
I
interesting.
thought,
You're going to be long gold. I think you're going to be long Aussie.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you know,
I'm Aussie dollar short.
I would have gone for silver. I would have definitely
Nah.
like just gone in for silver and just like, just gone for the alternative gold bet.
Nah,
You've done
Aussie
it now,
dollar
mate. You've
short.
done it. It's too late. It's too late.
Love it on the technicals.
Here's your chart, mate. Tell us why Aussie short. Let me tell you. I had a look at Aussie today. That's a decent uptrend through there, Simon. Why Aussie short?
Let me find it. 2 secs. Which screen am I on? I'm on this one here. Share screen. Continue share screen. This one here. Share. I am Aussie short because I looked at this morning and plumped for gold instead. FX, Aussie short, Aussie dollar. That one there. It was a purely technical setup on the daily. It's this 67.67 horizontal that's been looked after for a very long. We've even looked at it back on the show before. We've jumped out of this this channel, this blue down channel, dropped out a little bit deviation, come back in, retested the top of that channel, and technically, I think this is going down. Technically,
Guys, I now have a power cut. Just to make so how long I'm around for, I'm not quite sure. At the moment, there's still internet and power to the laptop, but I now have a power cut. So you may lose me again. If you do, you guys kick ass. So right, yes, we've got short Aussie, we've got short Euro Swiss, I think we've got short Euro pound, and we have got long gold. The long guy is Kenneth. He has got it. If it wins, he gets $250, and if it loses, we jackpot to $1,000 next week. So you guys all should sell some gold to make sure our jackpot goes back up. Okay, gentlemen, who's doing sports bet first?
let's laugh at Ash first.
Yeah, have a good laugh at me. Okay, right. So the potential laugh this week is going to be an American football bet. I was quite surprised actually. I thought I'd like to go to my faithful Tottenham, but Tottenham are not playing until the 26th of January. What a time! Footballers don't get 11 days off. What's going on?
Mate, Brighton aren't playing for another week, and they've had a week and a half off already.
No, Brighton are playing this week. They're playing Wolves on Friday, I think.
How long
Is
since
it
they
FA
played?
Cup?
Not FA Cup. I don't think so. No, I think no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the
Anyway,
sports
let's get back to the important stuff here. So we are in playoff season now. We've seen I tell you what, Chiefs totally surprised me the other day that they are the team to watch all the time when it comes down to playoffs. But I think they're going to lose eventually, so they will come up as one of my bets. But this week tonight we've got the Steelers versus the Bills at Buffalo. Buffalo Bills 6 for 6 5 weeks ago, looking way out the picture. All of a sudden, they put a 5-game winning streak together. All of a sudden, Josh Allen, the quarterback, is firing on all cylinders. The team is starting to push. Steelers have also just managed to kind of adapt the way they've played, and they've had a 3-game winning streak as well. So I don't think it's going to be an easy game, but I am going for, the only way I can get any value out of this is a Bills win at a minus 9.5 handicap. So they win by a touchdown and a field goal. They are going to return 10 to 11, so near enough even money. Anything sort of beyond that, of course, that's also going to come in. So the sports bet this week, mate, is for the Bills to beat the Steelers in tonight's wild card playoffs.
Question on it, Ash,
Love it.
and we're going to ask Kim to keep a record of the sports bet. One question before we get to Simon, and 17,000 bets to make it 1-1. Ash, is it in the storm?
Yeah, probably. Do you know what? Yes, yeah, it probably will be. I mean, they had it yesterday. They've had some terrible weather, and I think that's why the Chiefs managed to turn over the Dolphins so easily, because the Dolphins were used to basking in Florida, and they had to go to the Chiefs. But it won't matter to these guys. Pittsburgh is really, really cold at this kind of time of year, as is Buffalo. So I don't think it will really make that much difference to who's got the advantage.
Okay, going to believe you, sort of. Simon.
Yeah, I've gone for the trusty old UK treble because I'm comfortable with them. He says that. I've got Arsenal at home against Palace. I've got Middlesbrough at home against Rotherham, who cannot find an away win anywhere. And stupidly, I've gone for my own team, Leeds at home to Preston. That's probably going to be the end of that run for Leeds. And that's my treble. It's an even money bet. 100 pays 200. I'm confident.
Leeds looking pretty good, aren't they? They were fourth at the moment. Still a good chance of making that playoff spot, right?
Yeah, still with a chance of finishing second.
They've got a decent striker too, right? They've strengthened up. They're okay, aren't they?
They are. They're going to finish in the top four.
I will never forget watching Leeds get relegated with you last year. It was a terrible night. That was a terrible night at the Forge.
Out of those, I wouldn't fancy Arsenal. Sounds a bit strange to say that, them at the top of the table, but I wouldn't fancy Arsenal to really cruise past Palace with too much confidence.
1-0.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah. I'm going to go cricket betting, and look, I've been tossing up a little bit between here's Pakistan. They've lost 5 games in a row, 3 of those to Australia and 2 of those to a good New Zealand side. They're on a lengthy series in New Zealand. They're 2-0 down, but they've been decent. And they're taking Pakistan to win at $2.30. But instead of that, I'm going to get down here, and I'm going to take Fakhar Zaman to, and partly just so I can say his name, but Fakhar Zaman to win highest run score for Pakistan. And he's paying $5.50 for that, 550 to 1. And honestly, for those of you that follow cricket, you'll know that in the recent World Cup, Fakhar Zaman absolutely destroyed New Zealand. That was one of the most amazing innings I've ever seen, and I've seen a bit of cricket. What I can't do is get my betting slip to open, which is a little bit disappointing. I was going to place this trade live with you guys. What I am going to do, because I'm at 550 to 1, which is a lot more than my normal $2 to 1 I'm looking for, I'm going to put it on at $25 instead of $50. So I put $25 on Fakhar Zaman to be the top run scorer of Pakistan versus New Zealand. I'm picking a Pakistan win. Now, that is despite the fact that my good mate Andre Adams is the bowling coach for New Zealand. I just think that Pakistan team is this is exactly what they do. They lose, and they spank someone. And if Ayub, Babar Azam, and Fakhar Zaman get going, they will score 250 in a 20-over game. They are insane talents. Look, I think we're about to wrap the show up. We have had our first show. Welcome back to season 2 of Learn to Trade Online, and we have got 4 trades in the game. We have got 4 trades in the game, and I'm going to share this just for the humour of all of us, just for a moment before we get out of here. We don't want to waste too much time, but it looks to me like, gold's no. Euro Swiss is now losing. 4 trades, all losing. We'll see how the week plays out. We'll be back at 6 o'clock on Monday next week. In the meantime, 2 things. Remember that this is a great exercise for your trading. If you're a trader, do this once a week before we do it. Pick a pair, pick a product for the week and direction, but you guys get to put a stop loss on yours. Don't put a stop loss straight below the bar or straight above the bar. put it above the next major level. So you give it enough room to go, but there's no need for you guys to go on the wrong side of this and take big losses. Just put a bit of stop loss some distance away if you are going to do that. Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Cheers, guys.
See you soon, guys.
Have a good week.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Learn to Trade online show. Keep your charts up and your trade savvy. For more insights, subscribe and catch us next time. See you in the next episode. Stay calm and make good decisions. The Learn to Trade online show is presented for informational and entertainment purposes only. The information presented should not be construed as investment advice. Always consult a licensed professional before making investment decisions. The views and opinions expressed on the Learn to Trade online show are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of the show's hosts, guests and sponsors. The Learn to Trade online show, its producers, sponsors and the hosts, Paul Botterill, Simon Williams and Ash Bill, shall not be liable for losses resulting from investment decisions based on informational viewpoints presented on the Learn to Trade online show.